Dr. Prakash Gopalan, Director, Thapar University. My own respected teacher, whom we have loved during my stay here in this college, Professor Nair. Professor Ashwini Kumar, I just saw him here, yeah, he's there. These are two personalities we can't forget. Dr. Manik, in charge Alumni, Mr. Rajiv Sharda, Alumni President, TUA, Ms. Hina, General Secretary, TUA, functionaries of TUA, and very respected faculty of Thapar University who are present here in this hall. Namaskar. Today I feel really humble, young boy. You know, 40 long years ago, I remember, okay, this hall was not in existence that time, but the audience was like this. Not as many numbers, but same innocent faces, looking up as a new entrant to this wonderful college, that time now called Thapar University. I have great remembrance and memories of this place. In fact, when I got a call from Mr. Rajiv Sharda, I was just thinking about it as how will I address? What? I only have memories of sitting on the other side of the dais. I was just thinking as to what can I say? But then let me share with you the real experience that I had in the last 10 days. I have a niece who is an English teacher in Delhi school. Excuse me. And when I talk to her, I am going to address the students of Thapar University whose daughter was seeking admission in this college and couldn't get through. And she wrote a beautiful speech, 3-page speech for me to address you all. I went through this and then I finally realized, do I read it from paper? Why should I read it from paper? I have lots of things in my heart to share with you. I know what is going through in your minds. I know what you look forward. So I put that paper aside. I decided, let me talk to you through my heart. That 40 years ago, when I was an innocent student here, I don't know, maybe scene has changed so much over all this period. You may look this institute in a different manner. You have seen a very tough time seeking admission in this institute, right? We didn't have. In my time, maybe getting an admission in engineering college was not as tough. However, in those days, we had only 4 engineering colleges, not only in Punjab, including Punjab, Haryana, Himachal. Dr. Dr. Sundar Singh ji, my old civil teacher, he has been a great inspiration We share a lot of views together with Dr. Sundar Singh on Facebook also. Welcome, sir. You have gone through a tough time seeking admission in this institute. So your experience of you coming here is very different than what we had been. But once you are here, I think the life that time or right now may not be much different. Maybe you have a number of hostels, like we had only 3 hostels that time. We used to call it A, B, C, and D used to be for polytechnic students. We got into C hostel where 4 of us were huddled together in one room. We didn't know how, we didn't know which people we were to sit together. We were not as vocal as you guys are. You talk to a lot of people on Facebook. You're very forward-looking youngsters today. We were possibly not. We had come from a humble background. We didn't know how to communicate. We slowly learned in our room how do we make friends. Now 4 rooms, 4 beds, lying in one room, 4 corners occupied. Imagine 4 unknown souls in one room. I have those days still so fresh in my mind. And all 4 roommates of mine in the first year, they are still my friends. 40 long years. We meet, we share all good things, we share all happy moments together, all 4 of us. One of my classmates is sitting right here, Mr. Rakeshkar, who has also been a very active alumni member. When I called him up on May from Chandigarh, yes, I am coming, you are there. That's what we made 40 years ago. Young people, this is the opportunity for you to make friends for your life. Now what happens, the process that you go through, the first few years of your career keeps you so much involved in your work. But once you're settled in your life, you get back to your original, your friend circle back again. Another very good incident which I must share with you here is, we are 8 friends, we are 8 classmates from this college, and some of my classmates are grandfather also. We meet once every month with the family to make you realize that this is the time a great change is happening in you. You must realize it within you. What is that which is changing in you? You are no more soul kids, more responsible, first for yourself, then for your college, then for the society around you. Please be more responsible and find a change in you. You would really understand what I am saying today. Those C hostel, there are certain incidents which I must share with you. I was being interviewed in the guest house just about an hour before, and he was asking, what is that funny thing that you have experienced in initial years of the college? We were kids like you. I wouldn't call it kids because you're all grown up now. I was a kid that time. And when we coming out of C hostel, there was a small khoka, a chai shop, just opposite the hostel. And it was not as inhabited area as it is now. Opposite the hostel would mean, coming out of hostel would mean crossing through some kind of nalas and thick trees. Itself was pretty scary. You sit in Thapar, that guy who used to run that tea shop there, he was in that coca for almost 15 years before I joined. We were working late, and he used to tell us some stories of booze and faith in those times. And when walking back to our room was a scary thing for us. And those times was really memorable for us. I don't know how can I express that kind of feeling which I had that kind of time. The things must have changed now because today you have all gadgets available in your room. I understand when my son was here, you have an AC room in the hostel. You have some. Well, college has changed so much for betterment. This hall was not there, there's no AC. We used to sit, my son was talking to me when I was coming from that route. We used to call it a walking route. When you're walking from the hostel, from the college to the hostel, is it, Papa, बच्चों को कितना पसीना आ रहा है, बड़ी गर्मी है. मैंने बोला बच्चे, I think इस समय that was the time आपको पसीना लगता ही नहीं है शायद. हमें तो बिल्कुल नहीं लगता था. So that was the time. You had a different thought process altogether at that time. Today you find you need an AC, right? It was not a requirement that time. So that was the time when we were there in this institute. And I feel, I am very proud that I belong to an institute which was envisaged and a dream of Lala Karamchand Thapar. I don't know how many of you are aware about Lala Karamchand Thapar. Are some people aware who was the founder of this college and university now? Can somebody raise his hand? How many people know about the founder of this institute? Not many, not many. So, Karamchand Thapar was the founder. He dreamt about this institute. And when I was sitting there in my freshers' day, I had a chief guest who was Mr. L.M. Thapar. I challenge you guys, if you see, if I tell you about him, the personality that he had that time, I was so impressed with his personality. He was that point of time the leading industrialist of this country. The Thapar group was one of the leading groups that time. We used to count houses, Birlas, Thapars and Tatas. Maybe today you have different industries come up now, but that was the day I kind of had an inspiration from him. You must become a man like him. He was a very handsome chap. Two, when he talked to us, tremendous talk he gave it to us. And the time they dreamt about this institute, possibly they never thought this institute would become a university which you now are in. It was possibly never thought of. This evolution is not instant. This has progressed over the years, and you're making a use of this institute now. The greatest thing I must tell you guys is a very strong alumni of this institute. You are so fortunate to be here, to got admission in this institute today. The alumni of this institute is placed very high in industries, in institutions, in government circles, who are there to help you moment they come to know you are from Thapar Institute. And you need to make a very good contact with this alumni if you really want to grow in your life. I remember when my son was selected in Larsen Toubro 3 years ago, the big boss who used to head Larsen Toubro was 5 years behind me in this college. Today he manages a project for the Larsen Toubro which is worth 5,000 crore. That's the kind of alumni this institute has. And I see you all guys are the future. You are the future. And I see lots of energies in you today. I don't know how many of you will become IAS officers. You had one Mr. Kapoor yesterday here. I was seeing on my WhatsApp message, Rajan Veer Singh Kapoor. That child is